Right now, in this exact moment, your life is moving in a direction you may not even be conscious of. Not because of luck, not because of chance, not because of the world outside you, but because of what you believe on the inside. Every action you take, every hesitation you entertain, every dream you delay, is quietly being shaped by a belief you accepted long ago, sometimes without question, sometimes without permission. And the most dangerous beliefs are not the loud ones. They are the silent ones, the ones that whisper, "This is just how life is." You don't become what you want. You don't become what you wish for. You become what you believe you are worthy of becoming. That is the unseen law that has governed every rise and every fall in human history. It governed the life of a young Thomas Edison when he was told he was too stupid to learn. It governed Abraham Lincoln when failure followed him like a shadow for decades. It governed Henry Ford when experts laughed at his vision and told him the horse would always be king. Long before success ever showed up in their hands, it had already taken root in their minds. The world didn't give them permission. They gave it to themselves. Most people never stop to examine the beliefs they are living from. They inherit them. They absorb them from parents, teachers, friends, society. They let disappointment write their identity. They let failure define their limits. And slowly, quietly, they begin to confuse their current reality with their true potential. They say, "This is who I am," when what they really mean is, "This is who I've been conditioned to be." But belief is not a passive thing. Belief is a force. It is a command to the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind does not argue. It accepts. It obeys. It builds. Whatever you repeatedly tell it about money, about success, about your value, about your future, it goes to work on immediately. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. This is why two people can stand in the same storm, face the same odds, start from the same place, and end up in completely different destinies. One believes the storm is a signal to retreat. The other believes it is a test meant to reveal their strength. Every great achievement begins as a decision to believe something different from what the world is showing you. Walt Disney was bankrupt more than once before his vision ever became visible to anyone else. Andrew Carnegie was a poor immigrant boy who believed wealth was not just money, but organized thought directed toward a definite purpose. Napoleon Hill did not stumble upon these truths by accident. He studied the men who bent reality because they refused to bow to it internally. They all shared one trait, an unshakable belief that their inner vision mattered more than external opinion. Belief is the bridge between thought and reality. Thought alone is powerless without belief. Action alone is scattered without belief. But when belief is present, real belief, disciplined belief, it organizes your thoughts, sharpens your actions, and aligns your emotions toward a single direction. This is why clarity matters. A vague belief produces a vague life. A definite belief produces definite results. You cannot drift your way into greatness. You must decide what you stand for internally before the world ever reflects it back to you. And make no mistake, belief will be tested. It will be challenged by delay. It will be attacked by doubt. It will be mocked by people who settled for less and need your fear to justify their comfort. This is where most people turn back. Not because the goal was wrong, but because their belief was weak. They wanted the outcome without the inner transformation. They wanted results without reprogramming the identity that created their current situation. Discipline is the protector of belief. Motivation may introduce you to an idea, but discipline is what keeps belief alive when emotion fades. Discipline is the daily decision to act in alignment with who you are becoming, not who you used to be. It is waking up and choosing long-term vision over short-term relief. It is saying no to habits that no longer match your future. It is training your mind to obey your purpose instead of your impulses. The moment you decide to believe in a higher version of yourself, your environment will resist. Old patterns will try to pull you back. Old voices will question your change. This is not a sign you are wrong. It is a sign you are early. Growth always feels uncomfortable before it feels inevitable. Every transformation begins with a period where the old identity is dying and the new one is not yet fully formed. Stay there. That space is sacred. That tension is creative. You were never meant to live on autopilot. You were never meant to survive on borrowed beliefs. You were designed to choose your future consciously. And that choice does not happen once. It happens daily. In what you focus on, in what you tolerate, in what you repeatedly tell yourself when no one else is listening. Belief is not hope. Belief is not wishful thinking. Belief is a decision backed by action, reinforced by repetition, and protected by discipline. And once it is strong enough, the world has no choice but to respond. Because belief, once rooted deeply enough, begins to change the way you see everything. You no longer interpret obstacles as stop signs. You see them as instructions. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" And you start asking, "What is this here to teach me?" That shift alone separates those who merely exist from those who evolve. History never remembers the comfortable. It remembers the convinced. Lincoln lost election after election, buried children, faced ridicule that would have broken a weaker spirit, but he believed the idea of a united nation was larger than his personal pain. Edison failed thousands of times, not because he lacked intelligence, but because his belief was stronger than discouragement. He did not interpret failure as evidence of inability. He interpreted it as data. That is the mindset of a builder. That is the mindset of someone who understands that belief shapes perception, and perception shapes persistence. Your vision must become more real to you than your current circumstances. If you can only believe what you can already see, you will never create anything new. The future is always invisible before it becomes inevitable. This is why visualization is not fantasy, it is rehearsal. The mind does not distinguish sharply between vividly imagined experience and physical reality. When you consistently see yourself operating at a higher level, making stronger decisions, walking with purpose, speaking with confidence, your nervous system begins to adapt. Your behavior follows. Your standards rise. You stop negotiating with excuses. Purpose sharpens belief. Without purpose, belief weakens under pressure. When you know why you are moving forward, the how becomes secondary. Purpose is the anchor that holds you steady when storms arrive. It is the quiet certainty that even if progress is slow, quitting is not an option. People with purpose do not require constant reassurance. They draw strength from alignment. They understand that every disciplined action is a vote for the future they have chosen. Gratitude plays a role here that few understand. Gratitude is not passive appreciation. It is recognition of momentum. When you acknowledge what is working, you reinforce belief. You tell the subconscious mind, progress is happening. This creates emotional stability. It prevents desperation. It keeps ambition grounded instead of frantic. Gratitude allows you to pursue more without feeling empty along the way. Adaptability keeps belief alive in a changing world. Rigidity breaks under pressure. Flexibility endures. Believing in your goal does not mean clinging to one method. It means staying loyal to the vision while remaining open to better strategies. Ford believed in mass mobility, not just a single engine design. Disney believed in imagination, not just one cartoon. Adaptation is not betrayal of belief. It is refinement. And then there is resilience, the quiet strength to continue when recognition is absent and results are delayed. This is where belief becomes character. Anyone can believe when things are going well. The rare individual believes when effort goes unnoticed, when progress is slow, when doubt whispers late at night. Resilience is belief under pressure. It is the refusal to let temporary defeat rewrite permanent intention. Learning sustains belief over time. The moment you stop learning, belief becomes arrogance. Growth demands humility, the willingness to refine your thinking, update your methods, and admit what you do not yet know. Carnegie surrounded himself with minds sharper than his own, because he believed success was a cooperative process, guided by intelligence and intention. The strongest belief is never isolated. It is informed. And so you arrive at the central truth: your life is not a reflection of your circumstances. It is a reflection of your dominant beliefs, expressed through disciplined action over time. Change the belief, and behavior follows. Change the behavior, and results compound. This is not theory, it is law. Right now, you are choosing, whether consciously or unconsciously, who you will become. Every thought you dwell on, every standard you accept, every excuse you repeat is shaping that outcome. You can continue living by inherited beliefs, or you can decide to author your own. You can let the past define you, or you can let belief design you. The future does not arrive by accident. It responds to conviction. Choose what you believe. Choose it deliberately. Protect it fiercely. Act on it daily. Because in the end, the most powerful truth you will ever face is this: you do not become what you hope for. You become what you believe.